Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I'm going to take a look at the performance of various archetypes in Grandmasters Week 3, as well as the first look at the standings of the league now that the 3 weeks have been played. To first recap the field, this is what the field looked like. Class-wise, it was all about rogues, warriors and hunters. And actually there's something that I only became aware of this week, which is that the Americas players are submitting their decks after the others when they already know what other regions are bringing. And that actually explains why the Americas meta is typically a little bit different, because they get to look at what other regions are planning and try to counter those or try to counter the counters to those. So it's a whole different mind game, and that's actually a bit bad for graphs like these, because these all put the 3 regions on the same line, but actually one of the regions is submitting with more information than the others. Obviously this doesn't affect the competition within the region, because everyone who is playing each other is going to submit at the same time, but it does make it a little bit different to compare week to week progress of the meta. Archetype wise, Tempo Rogue, Bomb Warrior, Midrange Hunter, Cyclone Mage, Holy Wrath Paladin, and Lone Bomb Hunter and Token Druid. But were the sole people to bring Bomb Hunter and Token Druid able to have a great meta read and surprise their opponents? Yeah, that doesn't usually happen in a tournament like this. And it didn't happen this time either. Looking at archetype performance overall and per region, Bomb Hunter, Token Druid, neither of them was able to win a single game, so they both had 0% win rate. Overall the most successful archetype was Tempo Rogue, with 62% win rate overall. There were some differences between the regions, whereas Tempo Rogue was really dominant in Europe, pretty good in APAC, and only hitting 50% in Americas. Bomb Warrior keeps being a very reliable archetype. 19 wins, 14 losses, 58% win rate. Really dominant in Asia Pacific, but not a terrible option to bring in either Europe or Americas either. The third archetype this week that was able to reach over 50% win rate was Holy Wrath Paladin. With 10 and 8 record, Holy Wrath Paladin proved to be a surprisingly solid choice in the Grandmasters metagame. Midrange Hunter entered the field with great expectations, but it actually fell short in the Specialist Tournament environment. 11 wins, 16 losses. There's big difference between regions. It did quite well in Europe at 62%, but the 21% win rate it was able to achieve in Asia Pacific was simply abysmal. Cyclone Mage fell out of favor after last week, after being touted as the best deck in the game, and this week a few people brought it. Went 5 and 11, 31% win rate, not much to write home about. Looking at the performance of archetypes against other archetypes, Tempo Rogue had a very solid week. It was able to have even a small advantage over Bomb Warrior, over Cyclone Mage, over Midrange Hunter, and even against Holy Wrath Paladin. Didn't face any bad matchups. Bomb Warrior crushed everyone else except for Tempo Rogue, against which it was slightly unfavored. Holy Wrath Paladin also had a great time against most of its opponents, but it could not take a game from Bomb Warrior. And then that Midrange Hunter, going okay against Bomb Hunter, against Cyclone Mage, but losing against Holy Wrath Paladin, and really losing against Tempo Rogue. We have now played 3 weeks of Grandmasters. Grandmasters is 16 players in each region, and in each region the players have been divided to 2 divisions of 8 players each. Play of cut in these divisions is top 3. So we're having 8 player divisions that are going to play a double round robin, so everyone plays against everyone else 2 times. So who's going to advance to the top 3 in that kind of environment? First of all, we can give the upper and lower bounds, because 11 wins is almost guaranteed to advance to the top 3. In theory, it's possible for there to be a 4-way tie at 11 wins, when those 4 players go even against each other and all of them win every game against everyone else. That's still possible, even if it's unlikely. At the lower bound, 5 wins is almost guaranteed to be out. Again, in theory, it's possible that there is a 6-way tie at 5 wins, where all of these 6 people lose against the top 2 and even out against each other. But for the most part, these niche scenarios are not going to happen, so 11 wins will be true, 5 wins will be out, and players between 6 and 10 wins are the ones who are really fighting for those places. That means that with 6 matches played out of 14, none of the players are guaranteed to be true, and none of them are completely eliminated yet. The situation in Asia Pacific looks like this. In Division A, Alutimu, Tom60229 and Flurry are currently the top 3, and in Division B, Shaxi, Dawn and Glory are currently in the top 3. In Europe, Fenomeno, Bunnyhopper and Colento are in top 3 in Division A, and in Division B, Seiko, Jala and Hunter Ace are in the top 3. It's notable that Fenomeno and Seiko both already have 6 wins out of their 6 matches, so they would in theory already possess a slim chance of qualifying even if they lost all the rest of their games. But obviously that would be very unlikely, they still need a couple of more wins to be sure. And in Americas, Division A top 3 is Frozen, Eddie and Strifecrow, whereas Division B is Monsanto, Doug and ETC. And here Monsanto also 6 matches played, 6 matches won. Looking very good for him to get to that top 3. The mech card buffs and the new legendary Snip Snap are coming to the game today. They might already be out when this video arrives. I'm not sure about the exact time that the patch is released. So for next week Grandmasters we will have a brand new meta again. So unfortunately all this work on gathering statistics has once again been made obsolete by changes to the game. But it will be interesting to see what the Grandmasters will bring in a brand new meta this coming week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.